Hey everybody, I'm sitting here with my Handel Jeptha score, and I'm preparing some recits for an upcoming performance that I have this next month. I want to talk a little bit about this. I was really inspired by Dr. Van Schalkwijk's lecture on recitative in opera and Mozart specifically, and talking about Italian. I want to talk to you a little bit about Handel recit, and that's and specifically about the English recit. Since it's our primary language, we're very comfortable with the words and with the understanding, the inflection, the syntax of our language. But we can still see some things that make things very choppy, like how do we approach the rests, how do we make sense of the whole idea, and how do we deliver it. So what it really takes is, first of all, a good sense of the drama and a good sense of acting. So the best way to start with something like this is to just start with the text alone. Don't even worry about the notes. Let me tell you, the notes are very easy. You're going to learn those pretty quickly. If you get the text and the delivery of the text primarily, then you are going to be set to learn this stuff much quicker. Okay, so I'm looking at this recit from Scene 2 of Act 2 of Jeptha, and the first text is, "Heaven smiles once more on his repentant people." So the first thing I need to know is what's going on in the show. Okay, so that's going to help me learn and understand what I'm singing about, because this language sometimes is a bit convoluted. So you'll need to do that work too before you get into it, know what's going on. So here we go. Heaven smiles once more. Can you see that? Yeah. On his repentant people. And victory spreads wide her silver wings to soothe our sorrows with a peaceful calm. Zebul, thy deeds were valiant, nor less thine, my Hamor, but the glory is the Lord's. So it looks like Jeptha has become victorious in battle, and he's singing about this. Okay, so we're going to look at that first line. Heaven smiles once more on his repentant people, and victory spreads wide her silver wings to soothe our sorrows with a peaceful calm. There is a little bit of a long sentence there, and we're going all the way to the word calm. Then we have period, punctuation. The other punctuation we have in it is after people, and Handel's given us a rest there, so we're going to take a little bit of a lift. All right, we have another big, large rest here in measure 4, a beat and a half there. We're not going to do that necessarily for a beat and a half, and I'll tell you why. First of all, there's no punctuation, and the sentence continues. We might make a little bit of space to help fill the measure out, but essentially, we're going to be able to continue past that and go all the way to the end of the sentence, just like we do in Mozart Italian recitative. So essentially, the rests are there to fill in the 4. So we have 4 beats to the measure, and that's the way these composers set their recits. And when we come to French music, we'll see sometimes we'll have 3 beats or 2 beats or 1 beat in a measure in recitative, but usually in English and German and Italian, we just have this 4 beats per measure. So yeah, the rests are there just to fill in space, and sometimes to add pauses, and we are going to use the punctuation to kind of guide us there. So, heaven smiles once more on his repentant people, comma. And victory spreads wide her silver wings. We have a rest here. Victory spreads wide her silver wings to soothe our sorrows with a peaceful calm. We're going to give it direction to calm. Okay. So now that I've spoken through it and kind of have an idea of the way it's going to flow towards that last syllable, I'm going to sing it. I, of course, have already started looking at this recit, so I'm fairly familiar with it already. But usually, and I find it very helpful to kind of play through the harmonies first and get an idea of the harmonic structure of it all. Okay, so here we are at the beginning.
And smiles once more on his repentant people, and victory spreads wide her silver wings to soothe our sorrows with a peaceful calm.
So I put a little bit too much space, I think, before with a peaceful calm. So I'm going to try it differently this way and see if it helps the flow.
To soothe our sorrows with a peaceful calm.
And we have the word peaceful calm, so we're going to kind of calm into that just a little bit.
To soothe our sorrows with a peaceful calm.
right? So we're going to kind of not really acknowledge that quarter rest that's there.
To soothe our sorrows with a peaceful calm.
That's it. Okay, so that's the first phrase, and then we have the next idea here.
Zebul, thy deeds were valiant, nor less thine, my Hamor, but the glory is the Lord's.
All right, so when I say,
But the glory is the Lord's.
before that, I have in the music a comma and 2 beats here. And so I think it's going to say, I think that we need to make a little bit of space there, a breath and a little pause. After Valiant, same thing, just a little bit. After Zebul, we have a direct address, just a pause. But it doesn't have to be 1.5 beats, So
Zebul, thy deeds were valiant,
is perfect. Yeah, the time there.
nor less thine, my Hamor, but the glory is the Lord's.
Great. All right. So you also heard me do some appoggiaturas here and there. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. You'll see here, to soothe our sorrows. We have a great opportunity for a nice, sorrowful sounding appoggiatura there with a peaceful calm. Zebul, thy deeds were valiant. Another one there to fill in the third. Nor less thine, my Hamor. That one's optional. I like to add those every once in a while. It does give a little bit of emphasis to the word and a little bit more specialness to it, so I like it. The last one,
but the glory is the Lord's. Lord is the Lord's.
Both are optional. I mean, usually we definitely do these appoggiaturas at the cadence when there's 2 syllables written there on the same note, repeated, as we see on Valiant here, but if it were at the end. But in this case, it's optional. You don't feel obligated to do it, but we kind of expect something like that if we have a third at a cadence. So I think by all means it would be totally appropriate to do that. Okay, so that was just a little way too long, 7.5 minutes, talking about preparing recit and learning Handel recit, and I hope you find this useful.